Hello world, welcome. I am your host Mr. Stag. Private jet travel. Synonymous with freedom, privacy, and efficiency. Skip crowded airports and step directly onto your own aircraft minutes before takeoff. For decades, this was the domain of world leaders, celebrities, and top executives, a symbol of status and power. Beyond glamour, private jets offer real advantages. Set your own schedule, access remote airports, and enjoy total privacy. But the cost? Astronomical. Ownership and operation run into millions, making it a fantasy for most. Even chartering is expensive, keeping this luxury out of reach for all but a select few. Traditionally, private jet access meant buying your own aircraft, a massive investment and a logistical headache. Owners managed everything: pilots, maintenance regulations, and costs, often turning a dream into a demanding side business. Chartering offered flexibility, but came with unpredictable availability, inconsistent service, and unclear pricing. Most jets sat idle, depreciating while racking up costs. The charter market, meanwhile, struggled with reliability and transparency. The result? A system that was inefficient and exclusive. Clearly, a better solution was needed, one that offered the perks of private flight, without the burdens of ownership or the risks of charter. Private aviation was ripe for disruption. In the 1960s, private jets were rare, reserved for the ultra-wealthy. A group of retired Air Force generals saw an opportunity to make business aviation practical and efficient. In 1964, they founded Executive Jet Airways in Columbus, Ohio, targeting corporate leaders with a new kind of service. Their vision offered not just planes, but a reliable, professional travel solution. EJA's fleet, including the innovative Learjet 23, enabled direct, flexible travel for businesses. The goal was clear: turn private jets from a luxury perk into a strategic business tool. EJA set out to prove that time and efficiency could be as valuable as status. EJA's breakthrough was simple charter jets on demand, no ownership required. Companies could hire a jet for specific trips, paying only for what they used, no massive upfront investment. EJA also managed jets for owners, handling everything from pilots to maintenance. The pitch: efficiency, productivity, and privacy for busy executives. EJA's model let clients fly direct to smaller airports, saving time and boosting business. As the world's first dedicated business jet charter and management company, EJA had to educate the market and build trust from scratch. Their pioneering spirit laid the groundwork for a new era in private aviation. Despite initial hurdles, Executive Jet Airways experienced steady growth as word spread. The fleet expanded, and EJA built its reputation on safety and service. Running a jet charter in the 60s and 70s was demanding. EJA shaped perceptions of private jet use, emphasizing it as a strategic investment. Limitations of traditional models surfaced, setting the stage for further innovation and transformation. A new captain takes the controls. Richard Santulli, a mathematician with a Goldman Sachs background, entered the world of aviation in 1984 with the purchase of Executive Jet Airways. Santulli saw untapped potential in the company and the private aviation market. He applied his analytical skills to understand every facet of the operation. Santulli recognized inefficiencies and focused on maximizing returns. Seeing idle jets as a waste, his financial discipline sparked a revolution in the industry. Richard Santulli meticulously examined the economics of private jet ownership. He scrutinized the upfront capital and ongoing operational expenses. These figures created an almost insurmountable barrier for many. Santulli's analytical gaze fell upon a glaring operational inefficiency: the chronic underutilization of privately owned jets. This represented a fundamental flaw in the traditional ownership model. Santulli also turned his critical eye towards the aircraft charter market, but it was far from a perfect solution. The quality of aircraft and service could vary significantly. Through this analysis, Santulli identified a crucial disconnect within the private aviation market. Santulli realized that if he could devise a model that bridged this gap, he could unlock a significant and previously untapped demand. Richard Santulli innovated a solution to the inefficiencies in private aviation. The challenge: deliver the benefits of private jet ownership without the financial burden and underutilization. His solution, unveiled in 1986, was fractional ownership. Multiple entities could buy a share of a jet, entitling them to flight hours per year. This lowered the barrier to entry, making private jet travel viable for more businesses and individuals. Owners experienced convenience and guaranteed access with consistent standards. Executive Jet handled operational burdens, redefining private aviation. It was more cost-effective, aligning expenditure with usage and maximizing aircraft utilization. This paradigm shift pioneered a new category within private aviation. Richard Santulli's fractional ownership model, introduced in 1986 through Executive Jet Aviation, was revolutionary. However, like many groundbreaking ideas, it was initially met with a mixture of considerable excitement and deep skepticism. Santulli's immediate challenge was one of education, demonstrating the financial logic of his vision. A perceptive group of early adopters quickly recognized the inherent genius within Santulli's proposal. These forward-thinking clients were absolutely crucial in the early days, proving that sharing did not necessitate any compromise. Central to the early success was the painstaking effort invested in building unwavering trust and bulletproof reliability. The tangible signs of this carefully cultivated success began to manifest as rapid growth throughout the late 1980s and into the early 1990s. The value proposition of fractional ownership through NetJets resonated with top executives and major corporations. For demanding clients, time was their most critical asset. NetJets offered unprecedented efficiency and control over travel. The private environment allowed confidential discussions and productive work. NetJets also attracted celebrities and sports stars, for whom privacy and security were paramount. It provided a sanctuary away from paparazzi and public scrutiny. This adoption amplified the program's prestige, signaling NetJets as the intelligent choice. Word of mouth became a potent marketing force, enhancing the brand's appeal. NetJets evolved into a symbol of success and sophisticated modern travel. By the midpoint of the 1990s, the NetJets program under Richard Santulli and Executive Jet Aviation had established itself as the clear leader in the fractional aircraft ownership market. The fractional concept began to attract imitators, but none possessed NetJets' significant head start, its operational experience, its expanding scale, or its focus on superior service quality. Santulli's foresight in launching years earlier, coupled with his pursuit of operational excellence, had created a formidable competitive moat. NetJets was no longer just another participant, it was the definitive market maker, setting the benchmark for all others. This period was characterized by aggressive expansion of the NetJets fleet and supporting infrastructure. To meet escalating demand from new fractional owners, the company invested substantially in acquiring new aircraft. It selected diverse jet models from leading manufacturers, ensuring proven reliability, optimal performance, and varied travel capabilities. Simultaneously, maintenance facilities were expanded, pilot recruitment increased, and training programs were enhanced. This investment in core capabilities was crucial for maintaining service levels amidst rapid growth, ensuring promises to NetJets owners were kept. The performance indicators by the mid-90s painted a picture of extraordinary success. The number of individuals and corporations holding fractional shares had grown into the hundreds, approaching the 1,000-owner milestone. The NetJets fleet was becoming one of the largest private jet fleets in the world. Annual flight hours were soaring, reflecting intense utilization of shared assets. Buoyed by domestic success, the company explored expansion beyond North America, with Europe firmly in its sights. The vision was expanding toward global operations. NetJets had fundamentally transformed the private aviation landscape. It democratized access to private jets in ways previously thought impossible, creating a new category of aviation users. The company set higher industry standards for safety protocols, customer service, and operational efficiency. Traditional charter operators, management companies, and aircraft manufacturers took notice of this new market force and began adapting their business models. The rise of NetJets wasn't just a company success story, it was an entire industry being reinvented. Warren Buffett. The name itself is synonymous with astute, value-driven investing. Known worldwide as the Oracle of Omaha, Buffett built his legendary reputation at Berkshire Hathaway by acquiring companies with strong fundamentals, understandable business models, and significant long-term growth potential. He famously favored businesses he could comprehend, often shying away from overly complex or volatile industries. For many years, Buffett had publicly expressed his skepticism about the airline industry, noting its cyclical nature and intense capital demands. Therefore, His eventual deep involvement with NetJets might have seemed like a surprising departure from his well-established investment principles. Buffett's journey with NetJets didn't begin with an investment prospectus. Instead, it started from a personal vantage point, that of a satisfied customer. In 1995, Warren Buffett purchased a fractional share in a NetJets aircraft. This first-hand experience allowed him to witness the unparalleled convenience and efficiency of Richard Santulli's innovative model. He could travel directly to his destinations, bypassing the delays and inflexibilities of commercial airlines, all while utilizing his time far more productively. The service delivered exactly what it promised, providing a seamless and reliable travel solution. This positive experience sparked a deeper interest. Buffett began to see beyond the excellent service. He recognized the powerful underlying economics of the NetJets model. He saw recurring revenue through share purchases and management fees. He noted the intense loyalty of its customer base. Most importantly, he appreciated how fractional ownership addressed the inefficient use of capital in full aircraft ownership. This was not just a luxury service, it was an incredibly smart business. The transition from customer to prospective acquirer was natural. He saw in NetJets all the hallmarks of a classic Berkshire Hathaway investment: a clear leader in its niche market, a strong competitive advantage, and exceptional management led by Richard Santulli. Buffett was deeply impressed by Santulli's ingenuity and his focus on customer satisfaction and operational excellence. He believed in the long-term growth trajectory of the fractional ownership concept and was convinced NetJets was perfectly positioned to capitalize on this expanding market, making it an ideal addition to the Berkshire family. In 1998, Berkshire Hathaway acquired NetJets for $725 million in stock and cash. This landmark deal affirmed Richard Santulli's vision and gave NetJets access to Berkshire's financial strength. The acquisition elevated NetJets' brand, assuring clients of its long-term viability. Buffett's investment validated the fractional ownership model, silencing skeptics. Santulli remained at the helm, guiding NetJets with Berkshire's resources. It was a perfect pairing, setting the stage for global expansion. The acquisition by Berkshire Hathaway marked a significant milestone for NetJets, providing immense financial backing. However, this new chapter was not without its difficulties. The private aviation industry is closely tied to the global economy. Resilience and strategic adaptation were required to weather the inevitable storms. Major economic downturns, including the dot-com bubble and the 2008 financial crisis, presented severe tests. Beyond economic pressures, NetJets faced operational hurdles as it grew. Managing a large fleet and scaling operations internationally brought logistical intricacies. Maintaining its reputation for exceptional service and safety was paramount. Compromising on these standards was not an option. This dedication helped NetJets navigate turbulence and emerge stronger. Berkshire Hathaway's financial strength proved invaluable for NetJets, especially during economic uncertainty. While aviation companies struggled, NetJets had a powerful parent company. Berkshire's backing allowed NetJets to invest in its fleet and infrastructure, even when competitors contracted. NetJets focused on long-term value, shielded from short-term pressures. Empowered by this stability, NetJets continued its strategic expansion, strengthening its market position. The association with Berkshire Hathaway enhanced NetJets' reputation, reassuring customers and attracting new ones. Richard Santulli's leadership was critical for NetJets' growth after the Berkshire Hathaway acquisition. His understanding of fractional ownership and the private aviation market was invaluable. Santulli's entrepreneurial spirit continued to permeate the company culture, ensuring NetJets solidified its market dominance. By 2009, NetJets was a transformed entity with the largest private jet fleet. Its brand was synonymous with luxury and reliability. Santulli's legacy, a global powerhouse laying a foundation for continued success. Today, NetJets stands as a titan in global aviation, operating the world's largest and most diverse fleet of private jets. Its reach extends across North America and Europe, with a growing international presence. Its distinctive jets are instantly recognized worldwide, underscoring its leading position. At its heart is Richard Santulli's visionary concept, fractional aircraft ownership, introduced in 1986. This reshaped private aviation by addressing high costs and inefficiencies of sole ownership. His model allowed purchasing a share of a jet, entitling owners to flight hours, making private jet travel accessible. Berkshire Hathaway's acquisition in 1998 provided stability for global expansion. Warren Buffett's endorsement accelerated growth, ensuring NetJets could weather economic storms and modernize its fleet. Private jet travel has transformed from a distant dream accessible to few into a more accessible paradigm. Richard Santulli's fractional ownership concept unlocked the skies. NetJets converted exclusivity into efficient accessibility, changing private flight's perception. NetJets' impact on aviation history is undeniable. It's a testament to customer-focused innovation and strategic execution. Berkshire Hathaway's acquisition provided financial stability, propelling NetJets to global dominance. It became the gold standard, built on reliability and service. NetJets spurred industry evolution, inspiring competitors and improvements. The perception of private jets shifted to a business advantage. NetJets continues to shape private aviation's future, exploring new technologies. Its story teaches that a groundbreaking idea pursued with vision can transform an industry forever. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this origin story, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Stag Research, your go-to channel for business deep dives and founder legacies. Got a hot take on NetJets or the future of private aviation? Drop it in the comments. Mr. Stag, logging off.